Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and this is Wesley. He is back for another video since I hit 350 subscribers on the channel, and he has gone through and selected randomly 10 palettes from my collection. So we are gonna do, if these palettes came out today, like just released, would I buy them? Like if I didn't have them, they released now. I've seen Angelica Nickfist do this and her husband picked out her palettes, and Batty Bean did this and her husband picked out her palettes, so I thought it would be good for Wesley to pick out some palettes randomly for me. So he's gonna show you the palettes, tell you why he picked them, and then I will tell you if I would repurchase them or not. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Before we get too far into the video, if you have not already, click that subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, click the like button. It helps the channel out a lot, and we hope to have you back for more videos. Alright, I'm gonna try to pull these randomly as well, because there's a couple he pulled from the same brand twice. So let's start with this one.
So I picked the Mandalorian because I like Star Wars and I like the Mandalorian. And I remember you telling or showing me this when you got it, and I just liked all the names. I mean, it's pretty much all the silvers that you could ever want, I think, but it's all like Beskar steel and like Star Wars themed. Yeah.
So this is the second Star Wars palette they've done. They did the child palette is what they call it, and it had Baby Yoda on it before we knew his name in the series.
Grogu.
Yeah. So it does have silvers, but it's a lot more cool tone, and I've talked about this palette a lot, that it looks pretty neutral, but the fact that it has like this mustardy shade and some of the shimmers are their Super Shock formula, I definitely would repurchase this. I've used this one quite a bit. You can see it's getting kind of dirty, and I just really like Star Wars too, but this is like one of my favorite neutral palettes in my collection. So if this came out right now today, I would definitely buy it, because I also don't have a lot of just solely cool tone palettes like this one. So for the theming, the color story, and the quality, all those reasons, I definitely would repurchase this one. And you still can buy this one at Colourpop. Alright, next.
Next we got the Moonspell by Lunar Beauty. I picked this one because I know she likes it. That's the only reason. She talks about it a lot.
Yeah, so if you've never seen it, here it is. You can't buy this one anymore. It was limited edition, but they have come out with a volume 2, which had kind of mixed reviews. I like this color story way more than the volume 2. I got the volume 2 in a mystery box. I honestly haven't used it yet. I think kind of because I'm honestly a little scared to not like it, because Manny changed what lab he was doing, like what his formula was made, where it was made out of a little bit, and some people said they didn't like the second one as much, so I haven't tried it yet. If this exact one was released again and I didn't have it, yes, I would absolutely get it. This was also the first palette I ever got from his brand. So this was the first one, like I had no expectations, intentions, anything, and this was one of the first more like indie brands I ever bought from. So it was like a big difference in the quality of this from like CoverGirl, Maybelline, like drugstore stuff. So I'd definitely buy this again. So far I would buy both of them again, the ones you picked.
I like the name on this. Oops, sorry, let me get it for him. I like the name on this, so I picked it, and I'm pretty sure I know one of the like collab people that you watch, like, is part of this. I can't think of her name. Her
name's Teresa is Dead, and the company's called Lethal Cosmetics, which is why they named the palette Lethal is
And I always know when she's watching those YouTube videos because I just hear swearing from the living room.
Yes, Teresa is Dead is an adult channel for sure. She roasts a lot of makeup and is honestly like borderline a comedy makeup channel, just the way she talks about and reviews makeup, which I really enjoy. Obviously a lot of people do. She did this collab with Lethal Cosmetics, and I don't know, this one's a toss-up of would I buy it again, because, and I've said this on my channel before, I bought this specifically because I like the creator. The brand is fine. Like, it's not my favorite brand, it's not my favorite formula of all time, and this color story, I always struggle with what to do with it. Now somebody told me if I paired this with the Berlin 89 that came out with them, which I also bought, that they thought I would have a better time with coming up with color combinations. I haven't done that yet. I probably just need to make a video to make myself do that with this one. But as far as it as a standalone, like, no, I wouldn't get it again. But at the same time, like, if it was a palette with Teresa, yeah, I would get it, just because, like I said, the only reason I got it the first time was to support the creator. So I don't know what that means. It's kind of a toss-up.
I don't know. I think I'm 3 for 3 right now.
That I would buy all of them again?
Yeah.
Well, also that's kind of a point too of like, if I go through and say yes, I would buy these again, hopefully that means there's not a lot in my collection that I've bought that like I regret buying, or that is just sitting around not being used.
There's a lot of makeup in there.
There is a lot of makeup in there. Yeah, he was struggling to even get through my drawers, but you guys know that, which is why I've been trying to do like a low-ish buy situation-ish. Like, I'm still getting stuff obviously, but better than last year. Okay, let's do this one next.
So this is Game Beauty. She purchased, I can't remember when you first purchased one of these, but I just like the idea that they use video game and D&D and style names for the colors. I mean, I always think all the colors are good. I'm not a makeup expert by any means, but anytime she shows me the colors, I'm like, wow, yeah, those are really nice.
Yeah, and to show how much I like this brand, like, this is my screensaver. They came out with different screensavers from Game Beauty that I've got one as my lock screen and a different one as my let me see, there you can see like the moon on my actual screen with my apps. Those are from Game Beauty, so I like the brand enough that I'm like, have it on my phone outside of just the makeup. I really like this magnetic component, how it opens, because then on the back you can see the entire image, like the entire artistry of it. And this first palette, yeah, I would buy it again, because like you said, it's just the novelty of like, it's more the theming of it and the artistry of the palette than it is the product itself and the inside. This is their first palette. They did do a pressed glitter, and they said they wouldn't do that going forward because a lot of people didn't like that. Glitters like this are, it says right on the palette, not intended for use around the eye, which is like, it's an eyeshadow palette, why put it in there? Some people will put craft glitter on their eye even though it's not intended for that, but you know, at your own risk, because if you get craft glitter in your eye and scratch your cornea, basically they've put it's not eye safe right on here, so you can't sue them. So people were like, no, we don't want any of that business, don't put it in there. And they actually listened, they haven't put any more pressed glitters in. I do really like that they have these like marbled colors, like this orange and purple, where like when you mix it together, it looks kind of cool. It looks a little, if you don't know what it is, like it's growing mold, but it's definitely not. That's how it came new. And I really like pairing purple and brown and greens. If you've been on my channel a while, you know purple and green are my favorite color eyeshadows to use. So this one spoke to me a lot on that level. And yeah, there's only one palette from this brand I don't have, and I am determined to have them all. So I would absolutely buy this one again. I will say they're a little pricey. I think it's $45 for a palette. So I did wait for this one. I didn't buy it when they first came out, but I was like watching that brand like a hawk. But as soon as they did their first 25% off sale, that's when I picked this one up.
I'm hoping that we'll see this palette in the in some D&D over at Corey and Jenny's and Levi's and Micah's.
Why would you see this palette? You mean that I'm gonna wear it in the sessions?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe. I did, you guys know, if you've been on my channel a while, get those elven ears from the Renaissance Festival. I haven't worn those since then because we just haven't had an occasion for it. Okay, let's do this one next.
This is one that I just picked because I like the art, don't know anything about it. I don't even remember her purchasing it, honestly. She always likes to show me when she gets stuff, and I don't remember this one, so maybe she can explain more about it.
I don't know if I did show you this one or not. So this is from the brand Oden's Eye. This is the one that has all like Norse mythology.
Yeah. I remember that brand, but I don't remember seeing that one.
Yeah, so you can read on their website, they tell you the stories, but this one is about the giant wolves from Northern mythology, and this was a collaboration with Annette, and here is the color story. think I put this one in my video, I'll link it, of like if I could only keep one palette from every brand, what would it be? This was the one, just because it is a very unique color story in my opinion. Like, I don't have anything that has like the deep grungy greens and blues, bluish purples, but also has like really bright pink and blue in it in the same token. And then it has a shade like Astral here, which has, it's multi-chrome, so it shifts like a bunch of different ways in that one shade. And I like shades like this because even though they are eyeshadow, I'm just gonna take a brush and show you, you could absolutely dip in and use it as highlighter. So I like palettes like this that are also multi-purpose, like you can use it as eyeshadow, but if you're in a hurry, you don't have to get out a bunch of different products. I haven't tried to use, I think this pink would probably be a little too pigmented for blush, but for many different reasons, like the artwork is really nice. I've talked about the feeling of this one being more like matte and not as glossy as other palettes, and I really like the texture of it, but I would absolutely repurchase this one. So far I don't think there's any I wouldn't repurchase. I don't know if that's like, this video is not meant to be like a challenge, so I don't know if that's really
I took it as a challenge, is to pick ones that you liked.
Oh, to pick ones that I would repurchase?
Yeah.
Okay.
When we first started dating, she liked NYX a lot, so I picked this, and this seems to be like a massive palette that you could pretty much just do anything with, so I feel like it's a good buy.
Yeah, so I bought a lot more NYX because I was getting a lot more drugstore when we first started dating because I was not as financially well off then as I was now, or as I am now. This is the NYX Ultimate Utopia, but I've talked about this palette before, that this is nice quality considering it's drugstore. It's obviously, like Wesley said, huge. It's 40 shades. The full price is $35 of this. Don't buy it for the full price if you do get it. There's sales on it all the time. I think I got it for, I don't know if it was quite half off, but I know I got it for maybe like $21 or something. Plus it's at Ulta, so use your points. But yes, I would absolutely get this one again. I've used it mostly in fall and spring because it does have like a bunch of grungier fall colors. But for spring, I like some like this. You can do a really nice matte pastel all over the eye. But the quality is really nice in this. The shimmers are really nice. I've done some Halloween like purple and green with this one and the NYX Swear By It palette, which is another one of these big ones. I don't know how, like, I would have to use this only for like multiple years to be able to actually use up even one palette. Yeah. That's the crazy thing about palettes, is like, you're not gonna go through a palette. So that's how the palettes get out of hand so fast, because you're like, ooh, I want all these colors, but you're not gonna go through it. Like I've told you guys, I'm trying to actually use up an entire shadow palette right now, but it's only this big, it's only 6 pans. And obviously I'm making some progress. Like I'm trying to actually completely use this one up. This is what I've been wearing every day to work.
Is that what they call hit and pan?
Yeah, when you hit pan, that means like you can see the metal at the bottom of it, yes. So I've hit pan in every shade and I'm just like going around the edges, but I'm determined to use this up.
See,
but
in racing, when we hit pan, it's bad because that means you bottomed out and you hit your oil
no,
pan.
not the case. But like something like this would take me years to do that on it because there's so many shades. But yeah, I would repurchase this one too. I think he's got me there, guys. We're down to last 4.
So I don't know about this one, but I used to watch Powerpuff Girls as a kid, so I don't know if this is something she likes, but I saw it and I was like, oh, I'll pick that one.
Yeah, so this is Colourpop as well. This is the same brand that did the Mandalorian one. So they're really known for being pretty affordable makeup, but they do a lot of collabs where like they're just really good at theming and packaging of things, which that's what gets people. So here's the inside. This was a whole collection. I didn't get the whole collection. I just got this, and I think I got one green or red eye pencil somewhere. So this, I was determined when it came out. I was like, no, I'm not gonna get it because it has so many bright colors. It also has 2 pressed glitters in this one, and I knew that going in, but I decided to get it anyway because it was on sale at Ulta. And it's originally 20 bucks. I think I got it half off for 10. And I didn't even pay 10 because I used Ulta points for it. So this one though, like, this is a thing where it was like, I don't know, I might repurchase it if it came out right now, just because like it is really heavy duty and it does have like the cute factor to it, but like, look how much I've used this. Can you tell?
You haven't touched it.
I've literally never used this palette, you guys. Like, I've bought it probably 6 months ago and I have yet to use it because I just don't go for bright colors a lot. But here's what I'll do. I'll be like, well, of course I'm not gonna use it now. It's winter time. In the summer, which is true, I'll usually do more bright colors. Like, I go for more like grungy stuff in winter and fall, and more like pastel stuff for spring, and more like vibrant stuff for summer. So we will see as summer's coming if that's actually true or not. That's how I justify these things and get into these situations with myself. But I could obviously be using like this neutral row all the time, but I've been trying to pan that one, and you just only have 2 eyes, guys. You can't use everything at once. So,
and I'm not a very big makeup user.
Yeah. So would I repurchase this? Probably, because I, as Teresa would say, I'm a monster and I can't be stopped. But I don't need it, haven't used it, like, probably could get by and not be missing it if I didn't have it. So I'd say of all of them so far, of any of them, this would be the one I'd be most likely to not repurchase. All right, here we go.
I remember, like, I don't know, this will probably age me or you'll get mad at me, but I remember like maybe a year or 2 ago you freaking out about this palette. So I knew this was a good one.
Yeah.
And I did like the colors on it.
Yeah. So. Do you remember why I was freaking out about it though?
Probably because it was overpriced and you got it on a good deal.
So this actually was one of the, I think it might be the only palette, if not one of the only palettes that I was sent to review. Like, I didn't pay for this. This was sent to me, which, being a small channel, that doesn't happen a lot. Usually you have to have more, you know, notoriety or subscribers or whatever for brands to be like, oh, you have enough people watching you now that I want to send you something to promo or to show your subscribers, things like that. And this, I remember the packaging when it came out, like, this is still unique today. Not many people make packaging like this. Not only that's raised up and textured, but that glistens like this. So that was really cool. And I think this was like, I want to say close to 50 bucks when it came out. So it was like, it's Urban Decay, which is like a higher end brand. It's expensive. They're sending it to me for free to review. Like, that was why it was exciting to me. Like, yes, I wanted the palette, but it was more so that like a brand sent it to me that I was really excited about. So this is also, I think it's been surpassed at this point, but at the time I got this, it was my most viewed video I had ever made. And I think even now it has like, I want to say over 3,000 views or something, which to some people might not sound a lot, but for me and my size of channel, it was a big deal. And this is also the palette that I made. Some of my YouTube friends like Vinyl Beauty found me through that video that I made, and we still keep in touch as, you know, other creators. I got to talking to other creators, which was really cool. And I grew a lot from that video. So that's why I was so excited and why this is like a cool palette in my collection. I don't see anyone talk about this anymore now that it's like come and gone type thing. And honestly, I don't even pull it out that much, but I did enjoy it and there's no reason I shouldn't be using it. I did really like it. It's mostly shimmers, so I will say when I use this, it's usually as a companion palette and not as a standalone. So, and a lot of Urban Decay palettes, like, they'll go on sale for 50% off. Like, I actually just bought the Urban Decay Wild West one. I did show you that one, the like snakeskin one that just came in. That also was $50. I was like, I'm not paying that. But it was on sale. It was a Mother's Day sale. Not a mother, still partaking in the sales. It was, I think, $23 I paid in free shipping. So I got it for $23. So I think this would have been that scenario had it not been sent to me of I would not have purchased it for full price, but when it went on sale and was cheaper, I would have picked this up because the shimmers are really, really nice in this one. I do like them. The mattes are like fine, whatever. They're not anything special. There's only 4 mattes. And they're kind of like Game Beauty, honestly, that like marbled look, which again was not being done a lot at the time. So, and they're not pressed glitters. I know a lot of people have asked me that before. So they are eye safe. So yeah, I would get that one, but at a discount. I'm very like more aware now of what brands like Colourpop, that it's like, wait a couple weeks, is going to be on sale. Don't pay for it the day it drops for full price. It's not worth it. So,
and in this economy, if you're not shopping sales, then you're probably not surviving.
There's not in our like lifestyle or, you know, middle class or whatever it may be. All right, we got 2 more. Wes got a couple brand repeats here.
So this is another Game Beauty, the Harbinger palette. I think of Mass Effect when I see this. She has yet to play Mass Effect. You guys should bully her into playing Mass Effect because it's such a great series.
I still like shooters.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, you can get over it. Great series. So Harbinger, Mass Effect 2. You can explain the rest.
Okay, so I think it was last Black Friday they were doing a sale where if you bundled and you bought 2, you could get them for a cheaper price instead of the like $45 each. But their sale, I remember talking about being annoyed by this, was either buy 2 and get a discount or buy 4 and get a discount. And they only have 4 palettes out. I already had that green like original adventure palette, so I wasn't gonna do the deal for 4 and get one I already had, but I wanted the other 3, but there was no deal for 3, so that's why I don't have one of them, because I got this one and the Victory palette as the 2 for the deal. I don't have the Fantasy palette. That's more of like the blue pastel one. Now, I don't know if I'd repurchase this one, honestly, and I got it just because now I feel like I fall into this hole too with some brands where I'm like just a completionist, where I'm like, I gotta collect them all. You know what I mean? Like, I have every palette from Lunar Beauty. I have every palette but one from this one, just because of the theming. Again, look at this palette. Untouched. I haven't used this yet. Now this one, it's not like the Powerpuff ones where I'm like, ooh, it's too bright. Like, this is actually really nice wintry colors. We just are coming out of winter. I just get confused by this color story and I don't know what to do with it, and I've watched a lot of different channels do looks with this and they just look weird to me. So I don't know, but it looked different online than it does in person. So I don't know. Maybe I need to do a video with a palette bingo and let the phone randomly generate some shades for me and just try to put them together to play with it. You guys let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see that, or if you have this palette and you have ideas of what to put together. I don't know, but
I think you're gonna get most of your ideas from playing Mass Effect.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I think that's where that palette's gonna come to life.
Yeah, because this is like red and silver and black and blue, which aren't colors I would put together personally, but maybe they look fine. I just need to give it a chance, but I haven't. But because of that, I'm like, obviously I could do without this one because I haven't used it at all, but I do like the theming of it a whole lot. So I don't know that I would buy that one again. Maybe once I actually use it, I'll really like it and change my mind and go, oh, now I see the vision, but I just haven't seen the vision yet. All right, last one.
Last one again I picked. Didn't even realize it was Oden's Eye. Just enjoyed the art on it, so I picked it for the art.
Yeah, so this is the Hela palette, and this was a collab with Angelica Nyqvist, who is the Swedish person that I watch. You remember her?
Yeah.
So this is black and white on the outside, but then it's colorful on the inside. This is actually a pretty recent release. And guys, any of these palettes he picked, if I've already filmed with them and have videos, I'll leave them linked in the cards if you want to see me using any of these, because I do have videos on some of them, like this one. Here is the color story. I've only used this twice, and so far I will say this is in the same exact boat as the Teresa is Dead one, where, well, not as much. So the Teresa's Dead one is more of a color story formula thing. I like the color story and formula of this. I just feel like I have a lot of these like greenish, brownish, pinkish, like I have these shades 3 times over in my collection. It's not adding a whole lot to my collection. The only things that are unique to this are some of the shimmers. Hellfire, Double-Sided, and River. Those are very unique to my collection. All the other mattes and shimmers, it's like, I kind of already have stuff like that. But again, I got it because like Wes said, like the artwork, it's just like, this is one that if I had a background that wasn't just like a backdrop, this would be displayed, like on display.
I feel like some of the the advantages of like actually using up these entire palettes is too is you may not refill them, but you can at least display them. And that's like, for me, like when I destroy car parts, I like to display them in my garage like look what broke. Just kind of like look at my collection that I've had.
Right, and more brands are doing that where they realize people aren't going through the product, so they have to market it in a way that if you already have enough makeup, there's something that's enticing you beyond the product inside, because people that collect makeup, like, you have plenty of product, you don't need that. But if they go, look, it's a collaboration with your person that you like and you want to support, and it's got this artwork, then all of a sudden people are like me, where they're like, okay, the color story's fine, like, it's alright, but this is great, and they buy it. Like,
but at least it becomes a display piece later, as opposed to like the NYX palette. Like once you use all that up, you're just gonna
that's just a cheap plastic. You're exactly right, and a lot of indie brands get that as opposed to drugstore, so they have better packaging. Lunar Beauty's another example of that. You know, with like the hand and the spell book, he definitely made that to be a display piece. So same as Teresa's Dead. Like, would I buy it again for the actual product on the inside? Probably not. I don't really need it. But would I buy it again as it's a collab and it's this brand? Yeah, I would.
So what are we, 9 for 10 then?
Yeah, I think the Powerpuff Girls is the only one that I'm like, really, that I was like, I very questioned it even on sale.
8 for 10, 80%, I passed.
So yeah, Wes picked a lot of palettes that I would definitely buy again. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. If you like this idea, I could probably do this video 5 times over with the amount of palettes I have if we did 10 at a time. So if you like this idea of picking palettes and talking about them, why I bought them, would I buy them again, things like that, let me know. I can either do it on my own, or we are at, I think, 386 subscribers as of today.
Yeah, we're a little late on this one.
Yeah, so subscribe to the channel. He's been coming back every 50, so we could do this again when we hit 400, or if you guys want to see us do something else together, let us know in the comments down below, and I'll also leave my playlist with all my videos with Wesley in the cards if you want to see what we've already done. So thanks for picking out my palettes.
Yeah, have fun putting them away.
Yeah, you guys know it's been a little bit of a storage issue lately. So that is all, and we'll see you again on the next one. Bye!